camera attached to my microphone with Velcro, so an additional camera. This one, I gotta get everything all set up first. That's a lot of chat. There we go. Okay. Maybe I just need to turn myself up a bit. And then lower myself down a little bit. Why you gotta do that? Why is this camera freaking out? I'm not sure if this is gonna work. But we'll see, won't we? So this looks like this was my GPC GamePlay Counselor quick reference sheet. I worked at Nintendo from about December of 1990 to about April, maybe. What is it? March or April of 1991. So it was just prior to the launch of the Super Nintendo, and just prior to the launch of Final Fantasy on the SNES, which looks like from the Wikipedia here. Looks like it was May of 1990. Yeah. Yeah, May of 1990. So know that because I got the I was rooming with my ex-best friend Patrick at the time, and we worked there together. Um, and he still worked there when the first Final Fantasy came out on the NES. So they gave everybody this to work there, even temporaries, because him and I both got the job at the same time. We lived in Linwood, Washington at the time, and that was about 20 miles away down the I-405 to Redmond, which is where the U.S. Nintendo home office was. And there was a company called the Seekers, which did, it's a temporary, a temp off, what do they call them, temp office or a temp company that provided temporary employees. And it was temp to perm. So I don't know if Patrick ever went permanent or not, but I know I didn't. But I think, yeah, I don't remember how much longer. He was still there when the Super Nintendo launched, and that was like later after this Final Fantasy launched, because he brought me and his girlfriend to the Super Nintendo launch party at in Issaquah, Washington. It was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. They had a you got free food obviously, and it was like a big barbecue. It was a nice day, and they had really like a tent set up in the center, and they actually had piped in Super Nintendo Entertainment Systems, like they do in the GameStop stores and stuff like that. But they had several in a circle around a center like a center pillar or whatever, and then they had several of them around the edges and stuff. So it was pretty cool. One of my favorite memories of working there. So we worked early mornings, and then we also worked weekends. I think Saturdays. We worked Saturdays. We initially went through training. The training was kind of crazy. I have some notes in here from that. I do. I have notes. I have notes in here from that training session. Yeah, I've got all kinds of stuff in here. But there's some notes from the trainer, and I don't remember his name. GPC notes. Yeah, okay, so right here. It says, I put these on there. We had like a gigantic conference table and stuff like that. So he would say like, "Oh boy, what's going on?" And these are the questions that we would ask when we would first take the call. These were his suggestions as far as what he thought that we should ask. I think he was head of training. I don't remember. But he was a really nice guy, elderly fella. I wouldn't say elderly. I'm his age now. So that makes me elderly. Considering today is my birthday, I'm 53 today. So he would say things like, friendly, start off the call friendly and stuff. And he'd say, "Oh boy, what's going on? And I'm glad you called today. And how do how do you like the game, and can I help you with anything else? You know, kind of wrap things up. And the way we answered the phone was Nintendo GamePlay. This is James. How may I help you? I actually think I wrote in, how can I help you versus how may I help you. Anyway, I don't know why. Thank you for calling. You know, obviously typical call center speak. This sounds really condescending, but it says, do you understand what I just said? And I want to talk to the game player. I don't remember this acronym, GEPAP. But mom equals GEPAP, GPAP. I don't remember what that acronym was, but do you have any other questions? Or I don't know the game. Like if we didn't know the game, we had to transfer somebody. We had a list of people who were awesome at games, and I'll show you that list here in a second. But we had a list of people that were awesome at specific games, you know, played through it, and they were like our subject matter experts or whatever, SMEs. And then, yeah, resident expert. That was the next line. Let me transfer you to our resident expert. Training was fun. It was a bunch of young 20s, you know, late teens, early 20s people. And I think I was 20 years old. It's starting to freak out again. Yeah, I think I was 20 years old. But, you know, pretty much everybody was about that age. That grew up with the Nintendo, and I wouldn't say exactly that I grew up with a Nintendo, because I didn't actually buy my Nintendo, which I still have and it still works. I bought that in 1988. So I was gonna bring it out, but my wife packed it somewhere because for some reason or another. And I actually still have that. That Final Fantasy game as well. Because like I said, they gave it to us for free. Not us, but Patrick. They gave Patrick for free, and I'm the only one that had a regular Nintendo. So I just took it. So not took it, but I packed it. I mean, other than that, it was pretty fun. The the calls were interesting in that I would go through. We had a computer system. So at our desks, when you see these videos on YouTube, let me turn this off this volume mixer off real quick. That I have no audio on my Chrome. There we go. I'll do a search here real quick for Nintendo GamePlay Counselor. And so you can see the actual desks. Find the desk here real quick. Oh, there's one. And then I'll take a screenshot and I'll show that. what's going on with that camera, but it's bugging the tar out of me. So, as you can see here, this is effectively what our desk looked like. There was a computer monitor as well, probably on this guy's left. Yeah, this is after I left because he's got a Super Nintendo controller in his hand. But yeah, we had things like that. That thing on the right is an Aspect teleset, and we use that, to do wrap up, to take the calls, wrap up the calls, transfer the calls, all that kind of stuff. Then we had you can see the keyboard just next to his mullet on the left, and that there's a computer screen on his left. That is I think it was the AS400, and it was basically it was a database of Nintendo games and like hints and tips and all that kind of stuff. And you could go through and go to the different levels. It's very similar to the file structure in Windows Explorer or something like that. But yeah, we had I'm not sure if we had the NES Advantage on our desks or not, but we did have the Nintendo there. We had a TV, and then I don't think I had any small. I wasn't there for very long, so I didn't have a whole lot of stuff. Now you can see there's a Nintendo Power on his desk as well, just above the keyboard, and so we did have a lot of stuff on our desks. We had our customer service manual, which is this guy right here. I wish my camera was working, but I don't know what the heck's going on with it. It doesn't I think it has problems with zoom and color and all that kind of stuff. But this is the actual customer service monitor, or customer service manual, obviously with the quick reference sheet. What is that? Huh. Anyway, so I don't know if you can see this or not, but I went through this a little bit earlier, but as you can see, we've got here. Let me grab my little flashlight thing. A little pointer. This was the common phone numbers that we had, like the GamePlay, the game counselors, the local numbers. None of these are still available, I don't think, but Captain Nintendo was like a special hotline. I don't really remember that much, but this one here is revised on, what is that, March 7th? Yeah, March 7th of 1990, and I was there up until about March or April of 1991. So this was last updated. Anyway, there's my name. Yay! And you can see that we had some transfer extensions for. Let me pull my glasses down so I can see it. It's hard to get this right. Spanish calls, administration of French calls. These are all the people. Todd Bergman was actually my. Todd Bergman and Steve Pennington were our supervisors at the time. I think Rich Lind was too. I don't remember any of these other people. Yeah, I don't remember any of these other people. Obviously our TDD services. Mail order. We got mail order calls. Not a lot, but we did get a few of those. I don't know what best is. Service merchandise, FAO Schwartz, New York and Illinois, JCPenney, Sears, TriSoft, and then Washington, of course. Um, I don't know what the heck Elmo Hints is, but it's oh boy, that's really getting bad. Can't really see anything. But it's oh, Elmo must be the system or the software that we were using, because these are all keyboard commands. Yeah, okay. So Alt V, topic search, zoom, focus, go to first screen, erase last word, and yeah, because we used to have to do searches and stuff like that. Search the database for the information. Yeah, I vaguely remember that. Then these are the Nintendo Power back issue orders. They were like $4.50 a piece with $1 shipping. Maybe it might be better if it's down here. I don't know. Can you guys see this better down here? Or up close? I can't. Can you type in real quick into chat, see if you can see this better down there or up close? I can't really see very well from my monitor. Anyway. Whoops. But yeah, this has all the product numbers from it. There we go. And the issues. Yeah, June 91. Interesting. How could this? I guess these were planned out, because I was not here. I was not at Nintendo, so it must have been. This must have been the last version that they had planned out to ship out. So that's probably why that one is there, because this was the last. I think this was the last month I was there. Then of course the addresses, Nintendo of America. Nintendo Power, parts order, general business repairs. I'm not sure if they're still there, and I don't know if any of them are still there or not. And of course a number for them to call, for somebody to call if a dealer wants to sell Nintendo products, want to be a service center, you know, to do repairs. The walk-in hours, people could actually just walk straight into the Nintendo building in Redmond, and then ask for help, and they would send down people. To help them. I can't imagine that would be. I vaguely remember there being some issues with people that were so angry with their Nintendo that they would pull the plug and throw it out a window, and then come down and then storm down and come into the lobby and start yelling and screaming. Could you imagine being an adult and playing a video game on a stupid video game, and then have the audacity and the entitlement to waste not only the couple $100 you spent on your game system, but then to go down to their corporate office, walk in the front doors, and yell at the security guard that's down there. It's mind-blowing to me. So if when we these things here are called wrap-up codes. Basically, I would take a phone call on the game counselor line. They had two phone lines, internal phone or incoming phone lines, and one was customer service, and one was the game counseling line, and we would do both. Um, Although we had to be cross-trained on the customer service aspect, because the first thing that they had us do was go through the gameplay counseling, training. So as you can see, the wrap-up codes. These are all the games that we had at the main games that we had at the time, right? Nintendo games. So the wrap-up code was Super Mario Brothers, Legend of Zelda, Super Mario Brothers 2, Adventures of Link, Dragon Warrior, Faxanadu, Super Mario 3. So Super Mario 3 was out. Game Boy games, we had a Game Boy. The Game Boy was out. Other Nintendo games, Tetris, NES, To the Earth, Cobra Triangle, and Final Fantasy. So I don't know. They must have put this ahead of time. Put this in here ahead of time. Because in preparation, because like I said, Final Fantasy wasn't out until I had already gone. So, and then of course, other NES related issues, that we had, like referred to gameplay counselor from the cross train group. Transfer to supervisor, transfer to another rep, refer to captain. I mean, anybody who's worked in a call center understands the need to do or what exactly wrap up is. So, refer to Captain Nintendo, which I do not even remember what the hell that was. And then there's compliment or complaint. I find it funny that it's the same line, the same wrap up. Incomplete call. So if the call gets disconnected or something, refer to customer service or gameplay counseling, refer to licensee company. Licensee companies are like Tengen, since they did games like Gauntlet for the NES. So that's what Tengen? Anyway, I don't remember how to pronounce it, but I remember specifically that they had a customer service line just for their games, but it's specifically for Gauntlet. Then general NES licensee, general NES other Nintendo of America department. Said literature. Some people wanted us to send them literature for whatever reason, whether it was I don't know, promo packets and stuff like that, I imagine. Direct purchase requests, what, when, where, games, products available. NWC, I'm not sure what maybe Nintendo will call. I'm not sure what that is. And then Game Boy inquiries, and then World of Nintendo inquiries. I'm not sure. I don't really remember what World of Nintendo was. Then Nintendo Power related, of course. Our wrap-up codes were for just Nintendo Power General, subscription issues, Bill Me. I'm not sure what Bill Me is if it's not subscription-based. Issues with addresses or changes. They've got a missing issue or damaged issue, or the Nintendo Power Fun Club. Licensee games. Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. Absolute Acclaim, Activision. I don't know if you can see these guys here. Absolute Acclaim, Activision, American Technos, American Sammy, and then back up here. Asmic, Bandai, Broderbund, Capcom, Coconut, CSG, Imagesoft, Culture Brain, Data East, FCI, GameTech, Heil America, High Tech, Hot B USA, Hudson Soft, IRM, Jalico, Koei, Konami, LJN, Matchbox, Mattel, Milton Bradley, Mindscape, Nextsoft, NTVIC, Romstar, Seika, SATA USA, SNK, Sofel, Squaresoft, Suncorp, Taito. Hey, you know what? I had after I had left, Patrick and I knew a technical writer that worked on the NES version of Ultima Quest of the Avatar. And he gave me one of his Taito cups. And it, when you put some hot liquid in it, it would change, it would reveal the bottom here. Let me go get it real quick here, and I'll show you real quick. Give me 5 seconds. One second. I'll be right back. Okay. Oh, I found it. I have it in my China cabinet. Here it is. Yeah, and this, obviously it's so old that this piece down here on the bottom has gone. It doesn't do anything anymore. I think it says like number 1. I really can't even read that anymore. Game something 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 dark side. No, something games number 1 in advertising. The only game in town, Taito. Yeah. So anyway, that's my adventure with with Taito after I was no longer working there. So, and then let's see here. Where are we at? We were at Taito right here. Yeah. And then Taxon, Tecmo, Tenjin. There's Tenjin right there. I remember them specifically because of the gauntlet. Toho, Trade West, Ultra, Vic Tokai, and other licensed game inquiries and other non-licensed game inquiries. And of course, for outgoing calls, use these 2 wrap-ups only. So Nintendo games and licensee games. I don't think I have anything else on that document, but and this one. This is the older version, I think. Yeah, this looks like the older version because it's got revised on January 29th, 1990. So they gave us a new one. This one probably doesn't have. It has Todd Bergman and Steve Pennington. I don't see. Do I not see games on here? Yeah, I don't see any games on here because they have the wrap-up codes. Yeah, they didn't put wrap-up codes on there for the Nintendo games. Yeah, that's not on this old one. Huh. Nice. I have an outdated version. So that was pretty much customer service. And at least handling the phones anyway. This one here, this is the gameplay counselor reference sheet codes that we were able to give out. He says may give out over the phones, but there were codes and stuff like that we were not allowed to give out over the phone. But you know, obviously we've got, you know, Arkanoids continue and stage select codes, Bubble Bobble, Steal a Man. I don't know what that is. There's Bump and Jump has a continue code. Commando has stage select and reveal ladders. Jeez. Dino Ricky has a continue. Looks like Ghost and Goblins. Ghost and Goblins has a stage select. Gradius has a full option and continue. Hudson's Adventure Island has a continue. Ikari Warriors has a continue. Ikari Warriors 1 and 2. Karnov has a stage select. Kung Fu Heroes has a continue. Mickey Mouse has a stage select. Mylon Secret Castle has a continue. Rad Racer has a continue and stage select. Renegade has a stage select. Cycross, I don't know how to pronounce that. Maybe Seacross or Cycross. I'm not sure. Any continue and a stage select. Sky Kid has a continue. Solomon's Key has a continue. Spy Hunter has full options and extra cars. Super Mario Brothers has a continue. Yeah, look at that. Super Pitfall. Super Pitfall has a continue. Tag Team Wrestling continue. Tiger Heli has a continue. Trojan has a continue. 3D World Runners a continue, and Zanuck. It sounds like a medicine. Anyway, that has a continue on stage 10, 11, and 12. Now this one, these codes right here, we were not allowed to give out over the phone. These codes are for reference only. They should be only given out if the caller already has the code and is simply having troubles getting it to work. Therefore, only people with the proper issue of Nintendo Power or the player's guide may get help with these codes. So isn't that crazy that they protected their Nintendo Power subscription base by limiting the amount of information that we gave to the general public. That's interesting. So Bad Dudes, 64 extra men. Baseball Stars has a power-up. Contra, 30 extra men. Holy cow. My best friend and I got Contra, and we went through that. Together, and it was a blast. Probably the most fun I had playing a regular Nintendo game. Deadly Towers, full weapons. I used to love that game. Double Dragon 2. Free Men. There's a continue as well. Gold with 13 has a stage select. Gunsmoke has start with a machine gun. Gyrus, 30 extra men. Ikari Warriors has a stage select. Life Force, 30 extra men. Mickey Mouse, a continue. POW, 20 extra men. Punch Out. New World CT. Oh, New World continued. Oh, interesting. Okay. Ring King had an invisibility. Robo Warrior had unlimited items. Robo Warrior also had walk through walls, stage select, and endless candle. Robocop had to continue. Cycross invincibility. Star Soldier full weapons. X-Men last screen. Huh. What is this? These were offers, it looks like, that we had at the time. For I don't know. Can you guys see this? Can you let me know if you can see this okay? I can't really tell from how small my menu is, or how small my screen is. Anyway, so offer premium ongoing, looks like miscellaneous consumer doesn't know, heard about it from friend. I'm not sure what these, I don't know if they're wrap-up codes or whatever. Subscription card had last in last issue of Fun Club newsletter. Advertisements in last issue Fun Club newsletter. Subscription. Looks like these are all from like 88 and 89. When they either they started and or who knows how old they are. Let's see, subscription cards in first issue of Power, subscription card all NES hardware packages, subscription card in all game packs, direct mailing for Fun Club members, Take One brochures at retail stores, direct mailing Fun Club members. Huh. A button. Fantastic. Subscriber gets a free pin if they get someone new to subscribe. So they had like a referral program as well. Advertisements printed in various children's magazines. Christmas gifts offered November, December of 88. As you can see, there's actually quite a few. Though I'm not going to go through every single one of these because this is all boring crap. But you can see them, and you can just roll the video back if you actually want to go through and read these. Well, this is all the preview stuff. What is this? Employee purchase order. Huh. It looks like this is a list. It's an employee purchase order. And these are all the devices and games. I don't see, let's see, power set, action set, Game Boy set, DMG, control deck. That was the actual NES Advantage joystick. Man, I love that thing. Max controller, cleaning kit, power pad with world-class track meet, a zapper, a light gun. I still have my light gun, but when my 18-year-old was like 10, he cut the cord off so he could play with the gun without the cord. He cut the cord on my zapper gun. Oh my gosh. Kung Fu, Legend of Zelda, Metroid, Rad Racer, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, RC Pro-Am, yeah. Adventures of Link, Super Mario 2, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay. Huh. More Game Counselor wrap-up codes. Actually, phone numbers. I'm French and Spanish. This must have been an older version of the wrap-up code list. Oh yeah, right there. December 4th, 1989. So yeah, this is an older version. And then a full list of all the wrap-up codes for all the games. This one is September 25th, 1989. And all the games and all their manufacturers or developers. Wow, that's a lot. Now this is the list right here. You probably can't see this very well, but this is the list of all the people that we worked with that were experts in specific games. So like, where's Adventures of Link? Right here, Adventures of Link. Ed, Mario, Kevin, Dave. I think it's Gippo. Caesar. Caesar was. I remember Caesar. He was a big guy, and he was really, really super knowledgeable about a lot of games. You'll see his name a lot on here. Here. I mean, he'll be all over this place, all over this list. Doug, Dane, Chuck. I can't. Wilt, Josh, and I'm not sure what that says. But I remember a few of these guys. Yeah, see, here's Caesar's name all over the place. Nerd! Just like me. Yep. Look at all these. Nobunaga's Ambition. I remember playing that when I went to Alaska. Patrick and I would play it together. I think it's turn-based, so meaning that one player takes a turn and another player takes a turn and stuff like that. And it was fun. Went to Alaska and we played it in our bunk beds. I had the top bunk. I think he had the bottom bunk. But it was neat. I enjoyed Nobunaga's Ambition. And then I think we also did Romance of the Three Kingdoms. But I'm not sure if it's even out. Oh, there it is right there. Yeah, Romance of the Three Kingdoms right there. That was a fun game. Tecmo Bowl. Yay, Tecmo Bowl. Like I said, Caesar's freaking everywhere here. It looks like Dane is too. Dane's over in this list quite a bit for the people that really knew the games at the time. And here's Team JJ. There I am. There's my extension, 789. There's Todd was my supervisor. Whoever the backup was. Typically Steve Pennington was the backup supervisor, like on the weekends and stuff like that. I remember going in there on the weekends and just wearing sweats because it was business casual. It was business casual during the week, and then somebody complained about it, and so we ended up having to just go to regular clothes. But I don't remember any of these fellas apart from Todd Bergman. Yeah, I don't remember any of these. Josh, Mike, Dane. There's Dane. I don't see Patrick on here either. There's another list. Oh, this is the schedule. This was our schedule, our work schedule that Todd created. Huh. I'm sure I'm here somewhere. Yeah, there I am. I worked 9 to 6. Lunch at 2. Monday through Friday. And then overtime was on the weekends. Yeah, gameplay counselor. Status training. Why does that say December 1989? I could have swore it was December of 1990. Updated. Because I wasn't there. I wasn't there in 91. I know for a fact I wasn't there in 91. Maybe they just typed it wrong or something, I guess. I don't know. Huh. Or 98, 89. I could have swore. Anyway. Because this is updated January 1990. So maybe it was 89 and 90. But, maybe, I don't know. It's been a long time. And I'm getting kind of old. Huh. And this is September 1989. This is our more wrap-up codes. Oh, we added Color Dreams. Baby Boomer. I don't know what that is. I don't know who this person is either. Oliver Meek. Huh. So here's all the games The game titles, Compliments of Nintendo Power. And I scribbled the dude's name out, I guess. Forget you, Johnny C. Whoever that guy is. But yeah, it showed Athletic World, or like Athena, action, number of players, release date August 87, and the publisher. It's all the games at the time. Huh. Call transfers. This is the process. You press the data key, 19, enter key, done key, hold key, inside line key, 9090, enter key, data key, extension, enter key, done, transfer. Do these while the call is online. That's ridiculous. Maybe? Let me look real quick. I don't have my M through Z manual, so I'm missing half of my games, my game codes. So the only thing that I have here is probably, let's see. I don't see it here. I don't see it here for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There might be one. I went through these earlier, read through these earlier, but yeah, I don't see the actual codes here for these later games. I might have something in this handwritten stuff though. I might have something in that. Let's see. 10-yard fight. No, I don't have anything here. It looks like it goes from slalom to 10-yard fight. Yeah. Let me see. Well, that says Cobra Triangle. So it could be out of order. Yeah, I don't. But we'll go through these, and we'll go through these and see. Let's see, balloon fight. So we would get these questions. You know, why? What happens? What happens when this happens? Or you know. So like in balloon fight, why bubbles come out of the water, or what happens when the bubbles come out of the water? What happens when the fish come out of the water? Why do the fish come out of the water? You get too close, too long, knocking enemies. You get hit by lightning. Object of the trip, whatever that is. I guess rank 47. Yeah. So, but yeah, there's Clue Clue Land. There's Donkey Kong Jr., Donkey Kong Jr. Math, Donkey Kong 3, Duck Hunt, Minimum Duck Shot, blue meter on the bottom, How to Control Duck's Flight, Controller 1 it looks like. There's Excite Bike, which is how to get the bike to go faster. You press A and B at the same time. How to get the Super Bike. They listed how to get the Super Bike. You don't. That's fantastic. Why can't save track designed? Future NES design. Why can't you name you registered? No battery pack. Backspin you don't. Blah blah blah. Golf, all that kind of stuff. Same thing, I guess. That's probably why I put. Probably why I put that in here too. Why can't name be registered in future issue or future thing? I did not write this. This is not my writing, so I don't know who wrote this. What game is that where it says Jennifer is the daughter? It must be Gumshoe. There it is. Yeah, Gumshoe is that game. Hogan's Alley, Ice Climber.
ice hockey. All kinds of cool stuff. Kung Fu. Who you're trying to save? Sylvia is your girlfriend. How many floors you on? 5 floors. Who kidnapped Sylvia? Mr. X. What is the most effective way to escape Gripper? Left, right, punch. Then there's Mock Rider, Mario Brothers, Pinball, Popeye, Bluto. Oh, I don't know what Bluto is. Is Bluto just the allows you to defeat Bluto? Oh, okay. So this is a reference to Bluto for Popeye. Pro Wrestling. RC Pro-Am. Rad Racer. Slalom. 10-yard fight. Urban Champion. Volleyball. Wild Gunman. Wrecking Crew. Cobra Triangle. And then, of course, back to the GPC notes that we had in training. Then we have our roundtable notes. Be specific. Lead or supervisor, I guess. Incomplete. Yeah, this is all. Jeff didn't empowered. Never transfer. Yeah, apparently there's a guy named Jeff. There was a guy named Jeff, and we were never. He was like a Nintendo Power guy, and we were never to transfer to him, ever. So like right here, this was their phone number for Tenjin for Gauntlet issues. We couldn't even answer. I don't think we could even answer questions on Gauntlet. That Tenjin actually supported questions for their own games. I think probably because they were they had a special contract or something like that. But that's my manual. My actual customer service manual. Now for the good stuff. This is my A through L manual for all the games. At least all the games that we had at the time. This might freak out a little bit. I don't know what's going on with this camera, but you can see here I had, I guess it doesn't like colors and stuff like that, but a whole lot of colors. This was Godzilla. I guess they're the levels? I'm not sure. The bosses or the enemies you have to defeat on each level. I don't think I've ever actually played that game. By this time, Godzilla should be 16th level. Utilize all weapons, bring him down. Oh yeah, so I guess it's like how to beat the enemies and stuff like that, and where the enemies are located. So the first one is where the enemy's located, and the second set of numbers is how to beat them. So we'll put that away. This is, if you've ever been familiar with the Legacy of the Wizard video game, this is a full color map of all the paths in that game. It's freaking out, but I think everything starts out I don't see the, I guess there's a start down here. Right here is the start, and then everybody has different paths. I mean, they're outlined in the different characters are outlined in green, blue, red. I guess orange, maybe. Anyway, that's like the only thing that's in a whatever in a what do you call that? A plastic protector. And starting out with A here. Starting out with A. And these are all hand-drawn. Like this here. Somebody actually, with a pen, drew this for the gameplay counselors. These are not anywhere else. These are only... They were only handed out to gameplay counselors who were on the phones. Like this one here. Where's my light? Oh, that hurt. It looks like this is Adventures of Link. And it says, can you do this from memory? I guess, like I said, these are specifically for gameplay counselors, not for anybody else to see. So this isn't something that was put in Nintendo Power or anything like that. And you probably wouldn't even see it on these, in these videos and stuff like that. You probably wouldn't see them in this because they are very specific. There's very specific information in here about how we handled calls and stuff like that. With regard to this, we weren't allowed to go into too much detail unless the person was really, really upset and absolutely demanded it. So we would give them little bits of information at a time and not offer more than what we absolutely had to get them through the difficult spots. So here, this is basically how you start. How you Raru, talk with my father before you leave. That's how you get the shield. Rudo in the town of Rudo. Ganya of Tantari stole our statue. That's how you get the jump. Saria, I've lost my mirror. That's how you get some more. That's how you get a life, I guess. Another heart or something like that. I'm not sure. I don't really remember specifically. How it's been a long time since I played Adventures of Link. 30 years at least. And then Mido, the church bell rings, but no one's there. Down thrust. Please, my daughter is sick. Fairy. Noburu, I'm thirsty. And that gives you fire. Darunia, someone's behind the door. Up thrust, my child has been kidnapped. And that's how you get reflect. I guess these are quest NPCs. Old Kasudo, the location, and these are the towns, and then the quests in the towns. Look east in the woods for thunder. New Kasudo, you deserve my help. Follow me. There's a secret at the edge of town, magic key, and then something in the fireplace spell. Shows where all the containers are for the heart containers. Here's all the magic containers. The palace gifts for defeating the palaces and the palace bosses. This even tells you how to sometimes on how to beat these bosses here. Where's the hammer? These are typical questions that we would get. Cannot find the 6th palace. Tell them what they need. How do you get through the 7th palace? Where's the flute? They told me to come back when you're ready. What does that mean? Only townspeople can cross. What should you always check when a caller mentions Link? What is the big difference between Legend of Zelda and Adventures of Link? So then here's another page of Link's common questions. Looks like there's 6 of them or so, and then it gives you the descriptions on how to do that. This one here. There we go. Tells you the 5th house. Actually, it tells you the locations of everything. Official Nintendo Player's Guide. the official Nintendo Player's Guide. So yeah, like they would, like as an example here, they would tell you. It would tell you to refer to the Nintendo Player's Guide first before actually giving them the answer. And then if they would say no, they don't have it, obviously we give them the instructions. What does the subscreen look like? They actually drew the freaking subscreen for fantastic. They drew the subscreen. That's wonderful. There's life in the magic experience. They even drew a little head, little Link head. Candle webs. Oh, wonderful. Second house, basically a list of all the NPCs and what they say, or at least where to find them and what they say. Rudo, all the same thing. Saria, same thing. Harbor Town, same thing. Naburu, Darunia. Yeah, it's pretty much all. Okay, so that's A. That's the only game I have. That's the only game I have in A. Was Adventures of Link, and that's actually quite a bit of paper. That's quite a bit of paper in that, just for that particular game. But it's then there's next one up is Blaster Master, which has actually quite a bit. There is quite a bit of Blaster Master stuff in this, where they hand drew all the maps. They even did the. I don't know why they would do that, but they hand wrote all of the bosses, who the bosses are. The black dots are the miscellaneous power-up item rooms. What are those? X's? Oh, those are stars, I think. Shortcuts to take in an area, and then whatever area to be played is. I don't know what that is. Then here's the gameplay information of what the controls do and all that. Items received defeating mutant bosses. That's neat. I wonder if I have Metroid. I think I have Metroid in here too. And it's a big one as well. Shows all the special weapons, all 10 stages, and what you can earn. It says 10 stages, but it looks like 8 stages. I misspoke. Common questions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 common questions. Guide to the maps. Did you deal exclusively with NES or also Game Boy? I think I dealt specifically with the NES games. I don't remember doing any Game Boy games at that time. Heck, I don't even know when the Game Boy first came out, but I think it was already out. But I don't know why we didn't deal with it if it was already out, which just seems kind of odd to me. But I remember being having a job and another job later on, working with my brother. I want to say living with my brother, and spending $87 on a Game Boy. Oh, 89? Yeah. It might have just come out, because my schedule that I went over earlier, my work schedule, looked like it was in 1989 to 1990, which is mind-blowing to me because I thought it was 90 to 91. But I was judging my time there based off of
based off of when the Super Nintendo and when Final Fantasy came out. But I guess I must have been doing something else for a year. Yeah, I must have been doing something else for a year, and then moved in with Patrick. You got yours 96? Yeah. Yeah, I got mine. I think I got mine in like 92, maybe 90. 91 or 92 is when I got it, when I was living with my brother. Because back then we it was necessary to have roommates, at least back then anyway. I think I was working at the Keg restaurant in Washington, in Puyallup, Washington, and I was making like $4.85 an hour or something like that as a dishwasher. Yeah. I think that was minimum wage. Minimum wage was $4.85 an hour. I think and that's what I was. Crazy. Yeah, and then back to the these maps. I mean, gosh, you can see there a lot of ink and rulers were used in the creation of these maps. Maze 2. Yeah, it doesn't like lines, apparently. My camera, that is. This was... What map was this? This was Maze 3. Then Maze 4. Here's Maze 5. Why in the world are these? There's Maze 6. Maze 7. I like this better because it doesn't have those, have all those lines. Maze 8. Plutonium boss. Bum, bum, bum. Right there. Okay. So that's B. Let's, Castlevania. Oh my. The original Castlevania. Minor. I'm not exactly sure what minor means. I guess these are minor bosses. So the Axeman, Blue Bats, Red Bats, Black Leopard, Black Knight, Dragon Skull Cannon, Eagle. Gosh, it even has experience points and descriptions of what they do. Fishman, Ghost, Hunchback, Medusa Head. I hated Medusa Heads. They were the worst. Absolute worst. Raven, Skeleton Red, Skeleton White, Skeleton Dragon. Main boss characters. So Phantom Bat shows you how many experience points it is, where they're at, 3-1. Queen Medusa, 3,000. Stage 6-2. They even have and they have the descriptions of their boss behavior as well. Mummy Men, Frankenstein, and Igor, as a reference to Marty Feldman. Grim Reaper, the Count, and Count Spirit. Vampire Bats, and Zombies. Looks like this paper is torn. And of course they drew this. I'm not sure exactly. This is like I guess it's the map. Huh. Interesting. Wow. They drew by hand all of the stages with the squares and everything. Stage 10.
Stage 11. Huh. I guess this would be the Frankenstein boss. And Igor. Grim Reaper. This is, yeah, Frankenstein and Igor, yeah. Igor. Grim Reaper boss, so stage 14. Huh. Final scene with Count Dracula. Stage 17. I guess even shows the skeleton positions. I hated those guys. Here's Dracula's room in his castle. And then there's the guide to the play. Stage 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. There's Medusa. Even tells you how to complete all these. A description of how to play through them. I don't remember actually playing this because as you can see in this call right here that this guy is on, he's playing a game. I can't see what he's doing. I can't see if there's an actual call going on. I think this little light down here in the corner, and there's normally it's green or orange, and it's if there's any calls in queue, I think this light changes color. It's been a long time, but it looks black, so it's probably no calls in queue. So it's not lit up if there's no calls in queue. So, and I think it's red if there's a whole bunch of calls in queue, orange if there's not very many in queue, or green if there's just maybe a couple calls in queue, and then not lit up at all if there's no calls in queue. So that's probably what he's doing. He's probably playing a video game. He's probably playing, what is that, Super Mario 3? No, that's the Super Nintendo. So it could be playing Super Mario World. Yeah, that's Super Mario World. So he's probably playing Super Mario World in between phone calls, which is basically what we had to do. Was we had to play and learn video games, all the NES games and Super Nintendo games. I mean, I didn't learn the Super Nintendo games, but that's what he's doing, is learning the games before, or in between calls. So. That out. And then back to Castlevania. Looks like 12 through 15 here. 15 to 17. It says here, this is one of the hardest levels to clear. Watch out for white skeletons, Medusa heads, and eagles with hunchbacks. I didn't like the hunchbacks either. I mean, no offense to any hunchbacks that might be watching. Castlevania, listing of items and locations. So this basically tells you where all the items are, from the axe, boomerang, cross, crown, crystal ball, dagger, fire bombs, hearts, invisibility potion, money bags, yeah. And how much they are, how much they're worth. Morningstar, pork chops, wall meat, shot, double and triple, watch, and treasure chest. Listing of tips. Play with no music on the first stage. Oh, what is this? Like I said, these are all hand-drawn maps. Storgoid Graveyard. So Town of Jove is number 1. 2. 3 is the South Bridge. Jove Woods, South Bridge. Oh, what a terrible night to have a curse, I guess, huh? Or wait, no, that's Simon's Quest. Whee! 4. Interesting. Yeah. Oh, I even have codes for Simon's Quest. I wrote down codes for Simon's Quest on the back here. Looks like TMLX-H81W WK8V-5121. I'm sorry, 51Z1. And then Dracula is TEGZ-RTDX-U05V-5KB1. Huh, interesting. Let's see here. Looks like this is also shows all the missing pieces. Rib, bone, heart, eyeball, neck, ring. Where they're at. How to get them. Weapons. Items. Interesting. Oh, this is Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest. I thought that looked familiar. Because this was the first... Yeah, so this is Simon's Quest. Nice. Can you talk about how you got into this job? Was it a long-term goal to get into this, or more of a spontaneous opportunity? It was a spontaneous opportunity. My best friend at the time, we went through a temp agency called The Seekers in Redmond, Washington, Washington State, basically the northwest corner of the United States, if you're not familiar with the United States. And Nintendo of America is based in Redmond. And they specifically went, I think they specifically used the Seekers at the time. So yeah, it was totally just a spontaneous thing. And we were looking, we shared an apartment. I slept on a hide-a-bed in the living room. And it was a one-bedroom apartment, so it was pretty small. I think we both had cars, but maybe not. Maybe. See, my best friend at the time, he had a later shift than the one that I had. So he was always lazy in getting up. So I was always late to work because he did not take that into consideration for when because yeah, that's right. I'm the only one that had the car. And I had an earlier shift than he did. So yeah, I think he started at 10 or 11 or something like that, and I started at like 9. 9 to 6. Yeah, it sucked, and I got let go because I was late too many times because of his lazy ass wouldn't get out of bed. And he stayed there for I think at least another year. Yeah, that kind of sucked. Yeah, I came in. I drove all the way in, like 20 miles through horrible Seattle traffic, east side traffic, and my key card didn't work. They didn't bother calling me to let me know that I was fired. Bastards. Anyway. I think probably because they wanted their key card back, and that's why they didn't tell me. Because I wouldn't have driven in and give them their key card back. Let's see here. Here's all the So Simon's Quest. Here's all the towns, the areas, a description of the areas and all the people, things to do, and all the people that quests and the items available in each town and stuff. This is what a horrible night to have a curse. That's this game. Head to scenic Transylvania with a. Oh, I even had the. Oh, it showed the mansion. They have a hand-drawn mansions. It just says nothing. There's nothing here. And then it has the arrows. I think I drew the arrows on the directions to go. That was Berkeley Mansion. Then there's I can't see what that is. Is that a D Lauder Mansion or Lauber Mansion? I can't really tell. I did not draw on this map. It looks like, but it shows where everything is, heart and all that. Brahms Mansion. There's the gold dagger and the eyeball. Bodley Mansion, I'm gonna guess. Curse has killed the laurel tree. Laruba Mansion. And it just says Castlevania. Ooh, Clash of Demon Head. I remember this one too. Hand-drawn map. Boy, look at the quality. This is actually my writing. This is my writing. On the areas that you have to go through first, second, and third, fourth, fifth, all that kind of stuff. There's a quick play for it. All typed out. The routes to take. Exit castle to the left. Route 28. Use diving suit to reach the Governor Shark. Super suit to dive into the lava for the magic stone. Go to the left. Yeah, it even tells you where to go after you get done. Huh. This is a really in-depth walkthrough. Hermit's 5 forces: micro power, teleport power, levitation, energizer, and karate power. Ooh. Is this the same game? Oh yeah, it is. Huh. Well, they even have this must have been something they had made. Ultra food. Copy of the map again. That is my writing. So I wrote this twice. That's odd. Oh, no. The first one that we saw was a copy. Here's all the weapons again. How to destroy the bosses. There's all the items, either again or the same. Maybe I had 2 copies of that. Contra, they printed out the actual Yeah. Cover, it looks like. Oh. Alright then. Uh, 10 most asked questions. Is there any code to help me with the game? See tip sheet. Is there a continue? How can I get past stage 1, stage 2? How can I get past stage waterfall? How can I pass 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8? 30-man code. So listing of tips. 30-man code. That's it. And then here's the 30-man code. Gives you the player 30 men at the start of the game with 3 continues. This equals 120 extra men. Woo! In case you didn't like the challenge that this game provided. And it did. It provided quite a bit of a challenge. I remember trying to play this game by myself, and it was rough. Then again, I was never really real dexterous at playing video games. Up, up, down, down, left, right, B, A, and then start. There it is right there. Up, up, down, down, left, right, B, A, start. Ha ha ha. Frickin' Nintendo. And for a 2-player game, follow the 1-player code, but press the select before start. Awesome. So here's the start. Looks like it gives us exploding bridge. Okay, hand-drawn maps, man. Nothing but the best for our our gameplay counselors, right? End of stage 1. Oh, front rooms. They did the screenshots of the front rooms as well. The front-facing rooms. End of room 6. Vertical room. Oh. There it is. Room 3 to 9. Phantom heads. Gun cannon. I'm not going to turn it around for this because there's really not much to show here. This is extending flame. Gunners, extended flame. Cannon, gunner. Huh. Armored creature. Look at that bad boy. Did it cost a lot of money to call into the hotline? Like $1 per minute? Was the staff advised to try to keep them on as long as possible? Was this a way to make money, or more just a service? It was an actual free service. It was an 800 number. I think I had that in my initial call log here. Yeah. Right here was a local. It wasn't an 800 number. It was a local number. So you actually had to call 206-885-7529. But the customer service desk was, and then they could transfer you to the game counselors if you had a game counselor. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people did that. I'm not sure what the NWC hotline is. And the Captain Nintendo line, they were all, those were both 900s, but this was just a local number, and then you could call this 800 number and then get transferred over. because they weren't gonna say, could you please call into the local number. So, but yeah, I think they did eventually move it to a 900 number, and decided to make money off of that too. Freaking Nintendo. There we go. And the final boss. What was that? Alien breeder, whatever thing it was. Dragon Warrior. We when we used that in the Nintendo 64 era in Germany, and I think it was good. Yeah, I can imagine it being expensive. We really needed the internet back then, didn't we? Gosh, that's rough. Because I know I know that once I left Nintendo, I didn't ever call that phone number. I just didn't play. I just didn't, I didn't turn my Nintendo on or something like that, I guess. Or maybe I bought an issue of Nintendo Power or something like that had the game that I wanted. Yeah, I think particularly Final Fantasy, when it came out, is the one that I remember playing the most. There was another game called Swords and Serpents, which was a 4-player, and that's when I bought the what it's called, the 4-way, which was the Nintendo. It was a Nintendo, like, you could have 4 controllers plugged into it, and for 4-player games. And I think Swords and Serpents was one of the only 4-player games at the time. That was fun. I like that. This here, we used to, this Dragon Warrior game here, we used to lovingly call this. Can you hear me? Sounds like my audio's going out. Maybe it's just coming out of my ears. Oh, sound works. Okay. I guess my oh, there we go. Okay. For some reason, I have 2 cell phones here. I have one that's actually playing the video, and then I have one that I'm looking at the chat, and then I have the music playing as well. Yay, that's good news. So Dragon Warrior, we lovingly referred to this game at Nintendo as, at least back then, as Drag on Warrior, because it was so long and it was so boring to play. You started out on one side and then walked all the way around, then you had to walk all the way back because the end boss is in the center. But you ended up having to go all the way down here to get Erdrick's token and armor, and you had to go walk all the way back. And of course, you got hit with random encounters and stuff like that. So, yeah, that was a long road. Here's another customized map with where it shows all of the commands. I don't know why it says level 30 here. I guess maybe the maximum level? I'm not sure. Oh, dropped out of my ear. Hold on. Okay. Here we go. Shows the commands, the items, and spells. Map of Alfgard. And yet, here's another custom map. And this shows where the tablet is, right there. F. Hawk's Nest, Erdrick's Armor. Right here. Huh, interesting. Yeah, I remember that being the big armor that you had to get. Plug in my big headset here. There we go. Oh, look at that. Full color. Looks like we went through, and that's my writing. So yeah, I wrote through. I went and colored all of the paths, labeled the levels. There's the Dragon Lord. Huh. Maps of the caves of Alfgard. Apparently I missed these two maps here. Here's a list of all the items. Looks like Erdrick's Token, Rainbow Drop, Staff of Rain, Stones of Sunlight, Cursed Belt, Fighter's Ring, Gwaelin's Love, Silverheart Tablet, Dragon Scale, shows locations and the cost, herbs, keys, torches, wings, bamboo pole, club, copper sword, hand axe, broadsword, flame sword. Yeesh. Must have a key to access 9,800 gold for the flame sword. Yeah. Snooty. Clothes, leather armor, chainmail, half plate, full plate, magic armor, Erdrick's armor. Must defeat the Axe Knight and then search. Shield, small shield, large shield, silver shield, freaking 1,400 or 14,000 gold. Wow, they even wrote out a transcript of the entire conversation of all the characters in this. There's the script. Dost thou love me? Yes, I'm so happy. No, but thou must. Fantastic. Breckenary, Castle Cellar. Wow, yeah, it's the entire story in a script. Keeps the tablet. Garanham. Drag on Warrior. Garen's Grave. Stairway for the Staff of Rain. Take the chest. Okay, goodbye, Traveler. Remolder. Stairway Rainbow Drop. Caitlin. Cantlin. Yeah. Come, buy my radishes. They are fresh and cheap. Buy thy radishes today. Sharlock. Should call him Schlock. Ooh, look at that. Strategy guide from Nintendo Power. Full color, even. The story and everything. Some legends never die. How to play. Bring some coffee, because you're gonna need it. Do you think that time at Nintendo contributed to wanting to make your own games, or was this, anyway, always a dream while playing a game? You know, I think I've always wanted to make games because I've always customized games that I played. Probably, I want to say, like, even all the way back to Temples of Ashai on the Commodore 64. I made my own characters and stuff like that. I always made my own characters, came up with my own names. You know, I mean, at the time I was probably 13 or 14 years old, and so the characters' names that I came up with were like the band members from Motley Crue. That kind of stuff. 82, 83, something like that. But, you know, typical kid stuff. But yeah, I've been drawing since I was a teenager. Since early teens, I've been drawing. So I've always been an artist. I know in 7th grade, oh gosh, I want to say 81, 82 is when I first started playing Dungeons and Dragons. And that's only because my brother and our neighbor were playing, and 2 of our neighbors were playing Dungeons and Dragons. And so, you know, and they got like some D&D modules like White Plume Mountain and the Ghost Tower of Inverness, Expedition to Barrier Peaks. So I went and I bought my own module that I played by myself, because isn't that exciting? It was called In Search of the Unknown. And so I customized that map and I played through it, and I really didn't know what I was doing at the time. So my neighbor and I, we used to play a game called Odds and Evens, and basically we try something, and then it's like a real basic version of D&D. So I just, you know, if something worked, it would be odds. If it didn't work, it would be evens, or, you know, vice versa. So anyway, but that was my basic experience with playing games. So that was an incredibly boring story. Items. Back to this Dragon Warrior strategy guide. It lists out all the what do they call these? Commands. Sorry, and then the battle screen. Items. Gosh, full color, beautiful. Everything in here is just gorgeous. All the spells, special items, cursed items. Oh, all the monsters too. Fantastic. Slimes. This is where the slimes came from, I think, in all kinds of all the games. Actually, I think this is probably where it came from. Was these guys? Why the starting monsters are always slimes, or rats, or bats. So slimes, drakies, I guess they're like baby dragons, ghosts, stone men, wolves, magicians, drolls. I'm not exactly sure what a droll is, but druins, scorpions, knights, dragons, wyverns, whatever, skeletons, lots of skeletons. Shadow Knight, they just basically removed his color palette, just made him all black. Ah! That's all wonderful. Very nice. Look at that map. Study of the map well. Study the map well. Your destiny begins at Tantagel Castle with advice from the king. Begin by entering your name. I don't remember what name I used. This game would be incredibly easy to do now. I don't know why I haven't done it yet. I like these drawings. I'm still learning, obviously. I've still got a lot to learn as far as game development goes. Since I'm mostly an artist, programming is just, I'm not very good at it. Full colored maps of all the dungeons. Invincible enemies. More strategies and tips still to come. Ultimate questions. Where are the keys? How do I keep from failing when I talk to the wizard south of Remoldar? Where are the 3 items mentioned on the table? Sorry, on the tablet. Where's the silver harp? Where is Princess Gravelin? Gwaelin. Princess Gwaelin. That's what her name is. And then where's Erdrick's armor? Know your own strength. Come on, Gwaelin. Looks like I didn't have anything in E. I do have Faxanadu codes for different for the different areas. Looks like, and so if you want to get these different areas, obviously here's all the codes for them. Then we got common questions for Faxanadu and item locations. I love this game. It's one of my favorite games of all time. Helpful hints, gameplay information by town, retrieving the Madoc, town of Apaloon, get the Madoc, shows the direction to go, where the doors are. Mascon, Mist Victim, World Tree Conflict, Daybreak, World Tree Daybreak, Evil Place, and Fortress. I don't know. I have no idea what these codes are for. They might still be Faxanadu, but they might not. Oh yeah, they are. These are the experience points and codes and the ranks for all. This is not my writing, so I don't know who wrote this. Probably Patrick. Novice for Faxanadu. This one is Joker Door, 25 screens down. Oh, 25, 2 screens, writing down. Get key from blah, blah, blah. Okay, so here's a step 1 through 23. Faxanadu continued. Some questions associated with that. Then here's G. I believe this is Golgo 13. I don't have a title page for it though, so I'm not sure what it's. I think it is Golgo 13. Helicopter stage fly. Looks like Berlin, Greece, Rio, Amazon. Push up here. Push up here. I have no idea what that means. I don't think I ever played Golgo 13. Hand grenades use Troy sliding walls, ammunition, underwater mazes, defeat double and exit maze. Double agent. I'm gonna guess that means double agent. Huh. Maps. Underground base beneath Berlin. There's our entrance. Exit. That's the entrance. I'm gonna guess here. And exit. Huh. Wall trap. Fake base. Underground beneath Greece. Goonies. Woo! Okay, so that was Golgo 13, I believe. This one is Goonies. So there's there's front stages and back of stages. So interesting. Quick play guide. Oh, Goonies 2. That's what it is. I'm sorry, not Goonies. Goonies section 1. Rescue Goonie. Raincoat. Huh. I don't know if I have gremlins. Goonies 2 list of tips. How to use the glasses, transceiver, and diving suit. How to use glasses, transceiver, diving suit. Information was not included in the game pack instruction manual. Oh. Interesting. Guardian Legend. Listing of weapons. Red lander, blue lander. Energy tank. Blue chip, red chip. Mini bosses. Has their, looks like their XY coordinates and how to defeat them and what areas they're in. Area 10. Guide to defeating the corridors. Oh yeah, gives you tips and tricks. Tips and tricks. That stapled together, it looks like, or stuck together. These are really, really old, so bear with me here. Also need to be maxed on chips and life. What's under H here? Hide-Lide. I never really got into this game. I don't know why. But they show the desert. They even have a legend on what the map is. Desert, dirt, forest, tree, rock, grave, dungeon, river, fairy hidden here, and a chest. Oh, and it has a listing of the strength of enemies. Hyper, slime, worm, kobold, roper, goblin, zombie, eel, wizard, and dragon. Highlight questions. That's a lot of questions. These are dungeons, I guess. Objective. This is the first dungeon you should go to. Go to lower part of dungeon and defeat the vampire to get the lantern. Monsters. Sturge and vampire. So they go through the instructions on each. 1 and 2. Monsters, wisps. This is the last dungeon. Blackham and Skeleton. Monsters, Goldem. Nothing under I. Nothing under J. Nothing under... Oh, Kid Icarus. Hey. Thought I had one in here. I just wasn't sure. What does the hammer do? Where do I use it? What does the harp do? What is in the first room? Nothing is in the first room. I finished 1-4. I got something. It doesn't work. Need 2 more pieces to defeat Medusa on 4-1. I got my long arrow. Lost it. What happened? Some characters can't be eliminated and steal items. Oh, that's rough. Here's a switch to continue. Push AB, and the merchant will lower prices. What? If you have a high enough score in the treasure room, can't break jars. If you have a high enough score in the treasure room. Interesting. Oh, that's interesting. Missing part of our map here. That should be okay. This is... I'm gonna guess this is stage 1-4. Stage 2-4. Maybe 3-4 is the next stage? Oh my gosh. I'm sensing a pattern here. That's it. So 3-4 is the last stage that I have listed here. And then L. L is my last one. Legacy of the Wizard. That's the one we have the colored map that I showed at the very beginning. I played this game when I worked at Boeing and lived by myself. My parents gave me a TV, a really old metal, giant metal TV, tube TV, and I lived by myself in an apartment that I worked, that I paid for while working at, when I worked at Boeing. And I didn't have a bed, so I just put my blankets in the living room with the TV on the floor and my regular Nintendo, and I played this game, and I never got anywhere in it. I never got anywhere in this game, even when I had that. It just makes it well. I didn't have the map or these instructions because that was in like summer of 1989 when I worked at Boeing, and I didn't start at Nintendo until November of '89. So yeah, I love this game. It's such a badass game. Music was amazing too. What is the subtree? They list out what the subscreen looks like. They list out all of the skills and the items that the people use. Mother, daughter, Pochi, the family pet. grandmother, grandfather, son. Listing of items: food, potion, key, gold, ring, cross, scroll, elixir, magic bottle, crystal. Warps you back to the family home. Hey, yeah, that's handy, because that map was absolutely gargantuan. Powered boots, jump boots, glove, armor, shield, wings, Maddox. I'm gonna guess that's a pick. Yeah. And only specific characters can use specific items. What did I write on here? Do you have the glove? Yes. Go to 2. No. Take puppy. Go down to first floor. Go all the way to the right. And break through the bottom right corner. Fall through the floor. Gloves in the chest in the middle of the room. Wow. Mama has the longest journey. 16 floors going down. Papa has to learn how to do the hula dance and move it through the air. Puppy's the easiest. I have CIHYWAE. I have no idea what that acronym is for. What I wrote. That's just bizarre. I don't know why I didn't actually write down what it meant. Unless... No, because then it would say puppy. I was thinking maybe it meant it was just the initials of the different characters, but it's not. This one is the mother's crown. How do I find the crown with a puppy? How do I find the second crown with a sister? This one is the father's crown. Shows the father's crown, all hand drawn. Like I said, high quality. Oh, and my Legacy of the Wizard. Legacy of the Wizard. Cheat codes. All 4 crowns. And then the last one is with everything. Man. What is in this? Looks like these are price lists. Oh, it's all stapled together. Which means... I clearly haven't done this in a very long time. Key product list on January 8th, 1990. Yeah, dates. As always, dates are subject to change. Never make any promises to consumers regarding release dates. Not currently scheduled for production. That's so NCS. These are game packs that have been released but are not being produced at this time. These games will be difficult to find in most cases, so companies may re-release a game at any time. Refer people to the licensee company for more information. Released means the game has been released and should be generally available in retail outlets. Remember that the game may still be difficult to find. Game packs do sell out. They used to call them game packs. Officially, they called the actual cartridges game packs. Scheduled indicates a game that should be out soon. A tentative release date is provided if known. Undetermined means no release date has been determined for the game, so we do not want to tell callers about them unless they specifically ask about a particular title. Undetermined games are listed for your information. Some may never come out. When asked about upcoming game packs, please tell consumers only about scheduled games. MSLP, manufacturer's suggested list price for Nintendo products. The retailers can charge more or less for products as if they like. Store search numbers. This number can be used to search in the store search program, which we had on our AS400 computers at our desks. For finding game packs using option number 9 on your terminal. This is also the same number used in the repair program for selecting games being sent for cleaning or repair. Yeah. So this is all of the games, I guess. Maybe. Lordy. Fantastic. I hope that's not annoying. Games released since last game list was produced. Boy is Blob. Magic of Scheherazade was one of my favorite games. That is just it was just a fantastic game. A lot of fun. River City Ransom was a blast. My best friend and I at the time played that together. That and Double Dragon. Those were all so much fun. Twin Cobra Absolute. Oh yeah, okay. Gauntlet, Pac-Man, and RBI Baseball. Remember to refer all questions about this company to Tengen. We will still clean the following Tengen game packs in the order or in the original gray shell on repairs. No other Tengen produced games are to be accepted. No exceptions. When it calls out the original gray shell on repairs, Tengen released some games like Gauntlet in a gold cart, gold plastic. Oh, they did have Game Boy games here at least. Cartridge. Tetris and Video Link cable for 2-player action. $109. Battery pack, $32.99. Carrying case, $12.99. Again, these are the Game Boy games that we had at the time. Looks like Alleyway Baseball, Boomer's Adventure in Asmic Island, Boxel, Bugs Bunny, Castlevania. I had Castlevania. Fist of the North Star, Flipple, Golf. I can't pronounce that. Alien, Hyperload Runner, Quirk, Malibu Beach, Volleyball, Motocross Maniacs, Navy Blue, Nemesis, NFL Football, Pinball and Pinball Party, Pipe Dream, Q-Billion, Kicks, Revenge of the Gators, Saga, Selection Shanghai, Solar Striker, Spider-Man, Super Mario Land. I had Super Mario Land. World Bowling and Tennis. The only other one that I had, I think, was Final Fantasy Legends 2. I had Final Fantasy Adventure on the Game Boy and Final Fantasy Legends 2 on the Game Boy. And I had Castlevania and Super Mario Land. Are the only 4 Game Boy games that I ever had. And I think I spent like $87 on my Game Boy when I couldn't afford it. And so I had to keep it secret. From my brother. That's nothing to do with this. It's a Future Shop receipt for Sound Blaster. I don't know what this is and why it's here. Anyway. Well, that's it, folks. That is A through L of my manual, plus my original customer service manual. That is as far as I go. Do you have any questions? Any additional questions? I will, I suppose, eventually get these scanned. Ha! Oh, hey, Florian. It's good to see you, man. I miss you guys too, big time. It's lonely. It's lonely. Yeah, you mentioned Germany, but I thought I only know one person in Germany, and it was nice. It was nice hanging out with you, dude. I stream a lot. Well, lately I've been streaming a lot, but sometimes on kick.com under Hamster Hammer, and then sometimes here on Twitch, Hamster Hammer. So. And I'm going to record this video, and I'm going to I've recorded this video, and then I'm going to upload it to my my YouTube channel, so that I can provide links and stuff like that to other people, so that they can watch it. It'll be fun. It'll be a blast. So anyway, thanks for hanging out, man. I appreciate it. It was good seeing you again. I am done. Although I think I'm probably going to stay on and do some game development, because I've got... Oh, I might move it over to... I'm going to move it over to kick.com and do some game development over there. So I'm going to wrap this up so I don't have to do any video editing. Anyway, thank you, everybody. Have a great day, have a great night, and enjoy. I hope this was fun and informational, and I wasn't a boring old sod. I don't know what sod means, but it doesn't sound good. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day. Bye.